everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on the first episode of the TGIF chat with Benny. Woo! I'm so happy this is finally happening. My name is Benedicta. I am a senior HR professional and an entrepreneur, and the TGIF chat with Benny is a platform for fun and relaxation for us to talk about what we've been through during the week and get advice on how we can do things better. I've received some messages already from everyone from the last trailer I put out, and some people have sent in their submissions on what they went through during the week and advice on how they can do things better. Thank you so much for sending in all your messages. I'm going to be reading two messages from two of my listeners, Oladapo from Nigeria and Susan Richards from the US. I was pleasantly surprised when I received these messages. Thank you so much for sending your messages in. So Susan said, "Hi Benny, I heard your podcast intro through a friend, and I must say it's a good one. We go through so much in the rat race of life and really don't have a platform to vent. Tell me about it and speak our minds." Thank you so much. I'll be following avidly. Well done. Thank you so much, Susan. I really appreciate that feedback. We're going to be having a wonderful time on the program, talking about what we've been through and how we can do better and just unwind and relax. I hope you have your chill drinks with you, because I want you to relax and listen and learn one or two strategies for better wins in the coming week. So I'm going to be reading Oladapo's submission. Oladapo said, "Hello Benny, thank you for this platform to get things off my chest. I have had an interesting week, I must say. I had a fight with one of my team members at work. Oh dear. I know we've all had this one time or the other. So let's go on with Oladapo's submission. The fight was not physical though, mostly verbal, because she tends to always want to take the shine, okay, and make every other member of the team look like they are incompetent or that she's the only one doing all the work. And I just had to address it. And I know I might have lashed out because I was already upset and I had built up anger. Benny, should I have handled this differently?" Oladapo, this is something that I'm sure all my listeners can relate with. We must have had one team member or the other that had these tendencies. And I know as human beings, it's natural for us to sometimes let our emotions get the better of us, especially when we are upset and we feel we are being cheated or we are being put down. So I totally understand where you are coming from. But what I would like to say is there's always a better way to handle things when they come up. And we should always choose to go the route of doing things in a better way. So looking at what you've sent in, I know it can be really, really frustrating having a team member that acts that way. But at the end of the day, we also need to be sure. Are you really sure that is what she's doing? Are you reading the situation in the right way? So what I would suggest is, in the first place, what you should have done when you noticed this was to have called her and had a private conversation with her. Because the truth is, sometimes we tend to insinuate that somebody is acting a certain way without actually understanding and verifying if that is really the person's intentions. So if you had a conversation with her, once you noticed this, you would have been able to identify this, and even she would have known that she was doing something wrong. So what you should have done is, call her privately. Let's say her name is Buki. Say, "Hi Buki, can I have a conversation with you?" And look for somewhere private. And say, "Yes, I feel there are some things I've noticed that you've been doing, And as your team member, I want your progress. I want you to do well. And I feel if I don't tell you the areas where I feel you're not really doing well, I won't be helping you and helping the team in the long run. So this is what I've noticed. Then you give her instances of times where she has displayed those tendencies. And then you pause and give her time to respond. Communication in such situations is very important. And communication is not just about you speaking all the time. It's about also giving the other person room to speak. So you also need to be a good listener. And you need to listen without having any bias in your mind. You need to listen with an open mind. So if you had called her and had that conversation, both of you would have come to an understanding and you would have been able to trash out this, and it wouldn't have gotten to the point where both of you had to have a verbal exchange. Because I'm sure that exchange would have been done in the presence of your other team members. And at the end of the day, you end up having camps, because the people that consider themselves to be her friend would start, looking at you differently and vice versa. So in order to just avoid all that, that is what you should have done. So now the damage has been done. Both of you have had a verbal altercation. So I think what you need to do is salvage this situation. You need to call her and still have that conversation. I know right now, both of you might not even want to speak to each other, but we are all adults and we need to do things right at the end of the day. So I want you to call her, sit her down and have a conversation. And please, your first line, the first thing that should come out of your mouth should be an apology, so that she's not on the defensive. So the minute you call her and you say, Buki, I am very sorry for the way I acted the last time. I'm sorry for my outburst. Please accept my apology. But I would like you to know the reason why I reacted that way. And also bring to attention some things I feel you've been doing that is not right. So you also give her a chance to explain herself and come up with reasons why she does that. And both of you can resolve the issue and everybody shake hands and become friends. Because the truth is, having a team where there is bad blood and conflict is not good for anybody, both for you as an individual, for your organization. So both of you need to trash it out. So please call her and have a conversation. If you can't see her physically, you can call her over the phone, have a WhatsApp call or a phone call and discuss it. And I would like you to not let the conversation get to a point where both of you become defensive or confrontational. This call is to resolve the issue and not to make it worse. So I hope I've been able to help you with that. I would like you to send me a message. I want to know how it went. How did the conversation go? Were you both able to trash it out? And if you need any further advice, I'm always here to talk to you. So that is it for this week, everybody. Thank you, Oladapo, for sending that in. I hope to hear from you. I'll be looking out for your message. I want to know how it went. Thank you, Susan, for your submission. I hope I've helped somebody, understand how to resolve conflicts better. We all need to be emotionally intelligent to handle things that we go through on a daily basis. Apart from having a high adversity or social quotient, emotional intelligence is very important. So thank you for listening to me. I would like to hear from you all. What have you encountered during the week that you want us to talk about and address? Please send me a message to bennybusari@gmail.com. That is bennybusari@gmail.com. You can also click the button for voice messages and send me a voice message. Let's talk about everything we've been through. I've been through a lot this week myself, but I have tried to resolve any conflict that I had and move on to ensure that I have a better strategy for how to handle it the next time it comes up. And that is what I want each and every one of us to do. Thank you so much. You can follow me on all my social media platforms by searching for Benedicta Busari. And until I come your way again next week, have a lovely weekend.